Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast. My name is Wilson Horrell, and my co-hosts are Vaughn Rawls and Amanda Horrell. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at LiftRunLong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a review on iTunes. The mission of LHRL is simply this: to inspire and be inspired. We hope that you will join us each week as we speak with some of the world's most interesting people. Enjoy the show and find your bliss.
God, I swear, man, God has blessed me so much over the last 4 or 5 years to be able to raise my kids. I couldn't do it without my customers. I couldn't do it without my good family, my crew at work. You can't thank enough people, and when you have a small business, you can't thank them.
Do you think you're having as much fun now as you ever have in your life?
Ever. Yeah, right now. These are the best times of my life.
You got a lot of energy. You think you have as much energy now as you ever do? You're always going.
When they took Rip Fuel off the market.
Yeah.
With the guarana extract.
Yes. The Ephedra.
Ephedra, that was the best days of my life.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
That stuff was great. I don't know why they got rid of it.
Because it blowed your heart up.
There's a few guys had heart attack, and they were big guys. It was great stuff. No side effects.
I've had at least 2,000 bottles of Rip Fuel run through my body.
What side effects does it have, Amanda?
Blood pressure.
No blood pressure issues ever.
If I take it every day, what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing. You lose a bunch of weight, and you can't wait to get to work. Like you're beating on the steering wheel, like, oh, I can't wait to run the weed eater.
You lose weight, you feel like a champ.
Amanda's a doctor. You guys are not. I was a huge fan of the Jack 3D.
I've tried every pill out there, besides joint promotion when you're 45.
And then shark cartilage. A lot of people take shark cartilage.
But it's risky getting on that shark.
You ended up in an alley, passed out with a shark tooth.
I don't know. I just have a feeling I'm going to die at about 52, 54, from all the speed and all the, popped all the pills for so many years to all the Advocare products I've rammed down my throat for the last 4 years. Taurine is the devil.
Is taurine bad for you?
It's horrible for your heart. And all you people running that spark down your throat is killing you.
Are you serious?
100% killing you.
Hell, you called me 6 weeks ago and said, come pick up all this shit. I want to give it to you.
That's why he gave it to you.
It's terrible for you.
Assuming you're not a licensed Advocare representative anymore.
I am. I'm an advisor. It's horrible. I mean, the spark is terrible for you. You wear blue because Ole Miss beat State last night so bad? Or
I must have missed it. I was watching the Egg Bowl. They just scored again. So here we are at LHRL podcast episode 37. Is that correct?
That
37?
is correct.
that's my happens to be my age, actually, 37.
I would have took you for 35, 37, somewhere in there.
Today's your birthday, right? Your 37th birthday.
The last three guests that we've had, it's been their
free
birthday.
membership to CrossFit.
That's right.
For a year.
We
Happy
can't do
birthday,
that.
William.
You keep the fitness industry in business with all your memberships.
I don't have but 3.
Only 3?
Yeah.
What places are those?
Title Boxing, Olive Branch CrossFit, and I went back and rejoined ATC.
You got the tanning bed deal?
I just like the treadmill.
What about the tanning bed?
I ain't been in there in a long time.
I got in the tanning bed a couple weeks ago. I'm a tanning bedder.
Are you?
Yeah.
Did you, in like nude?
No, I don't do it in the nude. I wear my boxers.
You put a sock?
I don't know anything about tanning beds, but you're almost as jacked and tanned as Amanda. So there has to be a tanning bed in your life at some point.
I must be planning a trip. You're going in the tanning bed. You must be planning a trip.
No, I try to get in the habit of it. I tell myself I'm going to tan on a regular basis, and then I don't. It's a lot of trouble.
It's so warm and cozy. I fall asleep every time I go in there.
But you got to take your clothes off, and if you're big and fat, you have to bend down, and then you get out of breath.
You hadn't been that in years, though. You're over that. You can drop that. You don't say that anymore.
I can't say I'm big and fat anymore.
No.
Nope.
No.
Big boys in the past.
That.
Yeah. Darby, you've always been encouraging to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I saved my password from last year.
Oh, did you sign up? You didn't sign up last year, though. Oh, you did?
Last
I
year
did
was
it
my
last
first
year.
time.
I saw.
Oh, well, I
Roy.
thought I had a major accomplishment by making you sign up for the first time ever.
It's still a major accomplishment.
It is.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to do it.
And then I would drop like, hey, what about the open? Like it's coming up. But, I didn't want to outright get into it with her about it.
Uh-huh.
And then you just kind of threw it out there. Hey, Amanda, like, I think you should. She's like, okay, no problem. For me, she's like, I'm not doing it.
Sometimes it just takes that outside influence.
It takes that soft touch. You have that soft touch.
Thank you, David Lomax. I just got a text for happy birthday on there. Thanks.
From his phone or from Facebook Live?
From his phone.
Scott Hollis commented something. I don't know what he said.
Oh, well, I can't see it from over here, so
And no one can see me from over here. I have my face covered, which is pretty cool.
you did that on purpose.
That's right.
Sure do. You got all covered up.
You
Yeah.
need to show your face.
You wear blue because Ole Miss beat State last night so bad, or was that just
I missed
your
it.
blue?
Beat them in what? In basketball?
That would be basketball. Men's basketball.
I must have missed it. I was watching the Egg Bowl.
25, 26 point.
I was rewatching the Egg Bowl in slow motion. They just scored
You
again.
probably watch it again. It's okay. It's all good.
How'd you come to be an Ole Miss fan? Why are you such a big Ole Miss fan?
I'm not just exactly an Ole Miss fan. I'm just I'm more of an SEC fan than I am anything. I don't hate State. I like. I'm not a hate State guy. I'm not a hate LSU guy. I pretty much hate Tennessee. Sorry, but that gaudy orange
Hey.
is not very pretty. So,
Uh-oh.
my dad grew
Beautiful.
up farming, and he'd take off and we'd go to see basketball. Ole Miss men's basketball. That's all I remember since childhood.
Really? Where'd you grow up?
Batesville, Mississippi, on a cotton picker. So, pretty cool.
And when did you get out here to Olive Branch?
About 17 years ago.
I would have sworn you were raised here.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could be
This
the
ain't-
mayor of Olive
this
Branch
ain't
if
Olive
you wanted
Branch.
to
This
be.
is actually Byhalia, so this is the suburb.
That's true.
But it's DeSoto County.
It's a suburb
Way
of
out
Olive Branch, Mississippi.
suburbs. Yeah.
This is DeSoto County, though. I have to argue with people about that because I live in
It is, I
Byhalia,
know.
but we're in DeSoto County.
You're really
live on-
close. Like, we are actually sitting on the county line.
That's right. Now, are your parents in DeSoto County or Marshall County?
DeSoto County right there,
Okay.
right down the street.
And so, how'd you get here to Olive Branch?
Big, looking for a tire store to purchase. So David, that guy I bought my store from, he got in contact with him, and he was ready to retire, and I was ready to move on to something better. So
How'd you get into the tire business from farming?
I don't know.
You were going to get into anything but farming?
Anything besides farming. Yeah.
So you didn't have a tire business before
nothing.
you came here?
No, nothing. I knew nothing about cars or tires. I knew a little bit about tires. I worked for Gateway for like 9 years, so they pushed me out of the corporate America into something else. So definitely.
Okay, so that makes sense. So you
I
had
worked for somebody
you worked
else.
at Gateway, and then okay.
Okay, I was going to ask if it was just like random, like, tires.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
okay.
Oh no, I just like working. I like making money. So
You do like that.
it was the first thing that came along.
That place is jumping all the time. And, talking to you, you give off that good old boy kind of hibbity-hobbity thing, but your mind is working overtime.
It is.
And it is
It is.
on the ball.
It is. I wish I could get. Does anybody have a prescription for Adderall I can purchase?
You think that would help you?
Amanda can help you with
I can
that.
hook you
we
up.
got a
Just kidding.
We got a pharmacist here. She can do that.
Can we hook that up right now?
Yeah, we'll talk
I've
after
got a
the show.
pharmacist in my back pocket too, but he doesn't help me out on anything.
I
except
don't
price.
think you're ADD though, man. You've got you're when you're in the office and that phone rings about 1,400 times an hour, and you know where everything is, all the keys are, how much their bill is.
And then I opened my store Monday in Oxford, and I know where nothing is. It's twice it's probably 10 times the tire inventory, with at least 20 times the headaches. So
It is 10 times the
10
tire
times
inventory.
the tire inventory.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been in business here for like 17 years.
10
years?
I've had it my name for 10 years, but
Okay.
Yep.
And so now you're doing so well, it's time to open up another location, or did an opportunity present itself?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or both.
I'm going to tell you right now, honestly. I prayed about it. I've been praying about it for a long time, about finding something else. I've got a good crew, Hunter, Bobo,
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
It is the best. I got a real good crew of people that I can walk out and trust my business with, and that takes, you know, I don't know. You just got to have the right people with you. So,
Well, I think as a female, I don't like going into shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel very comfortable going in there and
well, it's always
talking to everybody.
It's a personification that women have that you get to that you don't want to come into a guy shop because they think you're going to, you know.
I tried to sneak it in there and just leave it. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. You guys distracted me, and it was like, oh, we got to go. So I forgot to unplug my Fit Aid refrigerator.
I've been on Vaughn's ass
Did you
for the
hear
last
that?
30 minutes, and it sounded like a UFO was landing.
I thought a FedEx plane was coming over. I didn't know.
And they were like, you won't be able to hear that. It'll be fine. You won't be able to hear it. Like, it'd be cool to have a refrigerator.
Maybe if I had these off, I could hear it. No.
No, you got to have them on, man. Where were y'all? What were y'all talking about?
We were talking about just having an awesome team around you, and when
you can't be anything without everybody around you.
That's all right.
Anywhere, whether you're in CrossFit or whether you have a lawn care service or whether you know, whatever you do, you have to have good people around you. So
You got good people,
very true.
man. You really have good people.
good people.
Hunter
that's
is a
the
great
truth.
guy.
He is a good guy.
If he walked away tomorrow, then what do? Close down both stores?
I would have to definitely have to pull a lot more hours than I'm pulling now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's hard to find somebody like that that'll really run the show.
I have found out being in business, and I'm not preaching today, but I have found out two things about business: that you have to have a good woman behind you, and that's, you know, that lets you be what you are. Because after you do that for 10 hours a day and you deal with the public for 10 hours, you go home and you bring it all. You don't leave it behind you, so you bring it home. You know, all the problems from the day, you take it with you to the house. So I don't drink a lot. So if I was a drinker, I would go home and drink a lot in the day if my wife wasn't there to, like, be the calm in the storm for me. So that's what keeps me calm. That, you know,
If you're dealing with the general public like that, and nobody's coming to you with the good news that, hey, my car just broke down. How you doing, Darby?
I think I'm the dentist. I always say I'm the dentist because nobody ever walks in the dentist and says, hey, you've got perfect teeth. You're perfect. I mean, nothing. Just have a great day. They come to me. They, you know, it's $1,200. Oh, you know, I have 100. I'm like, okay. You know?
Yeah. And you do that a lot.
A lot. Yeah. It's hard. It's a tough deal to swallow. You know, to have to do that. I mean, I make a living doing it, and God has blessed me tremendously by doing that. But it comes with, you know, every other thing you got. You got to deal with all of it. You got to.
And it's different than working for somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in charge, when you work for somebody else, you don't have to bring it home. You can just be like, well, screw that. I'm just going to, that guy can just deal with that.
All you worry about is whether your paycheck's right. That's all you care about.
Right. And then when you're in charge and it's your responsibility to keep this place open, then that's why you bring it home, because it's constantly on.
Well, you don't think about that. People don't realize what you do in a day's time, but you got Miss Betty from church. She's car's breaking down, and she needs somebody to help her pay for the car. And then Vaughn calls. He wants a good set on the price on the tires, and you're trying to give him the best price you can. And Wilson's got the truck breaking down, and everybody wants, you know, you're trying to do the cheapest and the best job you can, and still make money, you know. But I've always said this before in years past. I've always said, if I take care of people, no matter how it is, whether it's monetarily or, you know, whatever you're doing for people, whether you're praying for them or whether you're fixing their car or whether you're, you know, buying their lunch or you know, really jacking them up on the tire prices or whatever you're doing to them, if you're screwing them, if you're helping them or whatever you're doing, if you take care of them in the long run, it's all going to come back to you somewhere or another, you know. And look, I grew up in the church, and I'm just going to tell you, my business is where it is all because I try to do what's right, and that's hard to do in my business because my line of work, everybody thinks you're trying to screw them no matter what. So I try to not I'm trying to screw you, but make you like it. You know what I'm saying? Or at least make you think I'm not. But I'm not really. But, it's tough to do that.
There's no way around it. I mean, there's no way around people not leaving there and feeling like they got screwed, because when they come to you, you're already in the corner pocket.
Right. If you think I'm screwing you, you might not have been you'd have been in my store in the first place, because that's not what I was about to start with. So, and you got different clientele. You got a girl pulls up in a BMW and she don't care, and you got the lady from church who can't afford the oil change, or then the next guy comes up, he don't, it's just, you got so much flip-flop and clientele. And honestly, you may see it too, but you don't know what the next person's going through. You don't know what that person comes in the door. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know who's got cancer, what their kids are doing, because if you raise a 22-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 20-year-old, you never know what I'm going through in a day's time. I can just smile and go on. And you got so much stuff going on the inside that you have to. And then, hey, ma'am, you need a $1,200 alternator. Okay, and then that's coming out on you.
What's an alternator, and why is it so expensive?
Yeah. So it's it's just like every other business. It's got its own great things, and it's got its own negative things, I guess. So.
Well, I remember when I was first getting to know you through the gym at Olive Branch CrossFit, and I came into your store, and I had a significant problem on top of coming out of some significant personal problems, and I was in a pinch financially. And I said, how much do I owe you? And you said, what do you got? What can you pay? And I said, I'll pay you. I just need, to the end of the week to pay you. And you said, you pay me what you can.
Yep.
And I said, man, I bet you have people owing you money all over town. And you said, I have a lot of people that I trust less than you owing me more money than that.
Yeah. It's just, you just have to do what you have to do.
But it's nice to be able to go somewhere when you're going to feel like you're going to get screwed. It's nice to go somewhere where, hey, if he's going to screw me, I know I'm consistently getting screwed by the same guy who's going to do good work.
I've always been this way. I'm not a penny pincher. I never have been. I never will be. If I go to my grave broke, if it cost me, I think I paid $900 last year cash to Vaughn. If it cost me $900 to be a member of CrossFit, I don't mind being a member of CrossFit, because I feel like I'm part of something. I get everybody's Facebook posts. I get all the texts and emails and Facebook notifications 20 times a day about everybody working out, and I'm still eating nothing right for me. So, or doing anything pull-up wise or rowing. What's your 2K time going to be? I'm like, 2 freaking hours. Are you kidding? I started to post that. I started to post that last night. Seriously. So, I mean, who rode the 37,000 meters the other day?
Bridget.
Good gosh, almighty.
No, that's you.
I mean, look.
I did 36,000.
I got on my rower the other day and I pulled it. I rode 5,000 meters in 19 minutes and 8 seconds. Dude, if I had to row another meter, I was dead. I just couldn't do it.
You'll go as hard as the person next to you is going.
That's true.
You've got a wild
until I throw up, then I'm quitting.
You've got
I'm
a
quitting.
Crazy motor.
I'm not pushing myself like that.
You say that. You say I'm not putting out.
The last time
I'm not gonna put out like that.
The last time I did that bar over the burpee for Dut, and I almost passed out in the open. I said, I'll never step foot back in this joint again. and you did. Yeah. And the only reason I did that was because of Dut. And I wasn't going, and I wouldn't even push him now at all. But I mean, strength-wise, I'm stronger now than I was when I quit. But I can't do 10 pull-ups in a row. So I can bench press 350, but I can't do 10 pull-ups. It's all in what your body gets used to, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know your body's gotten used to responding to my text with no. I won't meet you at the gym.
That's a long. I can do that quick.
Because you're like over 50. Past 6
do
months.
that. I can do that quick.
Are you going to sign back up this year?
For what?
For CrossFit.
I don't know.
Sign up for CrossFit and do the Open, and then I'll quit bugging you for a year.
Crazy.
Will you do that?
I noticed that Dooley needed 6 tires. Was that?
You can make a trade.
Well,
there's 2 Dooleys out there that need some tires.
He can't afford CrossFit anymore now that I got rid of the Love Boat. That was about $6,000 a month that was going into his pocket.
The drag medalers still have it, right?
Yeah.
I've worked on it a little bit since then.
Yeah. It just needs a little loving every now and
That's
again.
all. 385,000 miles.
I remember when I got rid of that, you said it's a sad day at Darby.
It was a sad day. I was glad Chris and them got it though.
It's the best place in town just to hang out.
I know.
I love going up there and get my oil changed. Just eating popcorn.
You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like it at my new store. I can promise you.
You don't have a couch?
I got 3 chairs and 2 of them have rips in them. No couch, no popcorn.
Oh, you got to do something about
Dust
that.
on the floor.
You can keep the dust on the floor, but get a couch.
I got
What about your Wi-Fi?
Snickers machine.
Does it cost money or is it free?
It's cost money.
No.
So Oxford's about an hour away from here.
It's
so
54 minutes on the fly.
yeah. So what are you going to do? So are you going to get you a place in Oxford or
No,
just
I have a guy.
drive back?
I think I've made a hire. I hope the offer's on the table. I'm just waiting to hear back.
Buys a store, gets 10 times the inventory, 20 times the oil changes, and then thinks about hiring someone.
I'm seriously. I hadn't worked 3 full days. Hunter was off a week around Christmas. After Christmas, I went to Orlando for a week. I flew straight to Phoenix for a week. I came back and worked 4 straight days. Man, without a lunch break. Yeah, it's tough. I'm telling you, to not work at all, to go from working all the time to not working for 3 years at all, and then having to go back to work again, it's pretty tough.
From working all, tell me that again.
I worked for 3 years straight at the store. I opened up at 7 and closed at 5. 3 years by myself. I ran that shop without leaving, so I just want to make sure it was the way I wanted it before I left. I'm not going to do that in Oxford. I hope to work 2 weeks. 3 years, 2 weeks. Yeah, I'd like to, 2 weeks, I hope. Have everything running.
2 weeks, just period.
Yeah.
You're just going to open the store work 2 weeks.
And make a hire and then maybe.
Well, you're always floating around the shop. You're never too far from it.
I know.
And you won't ever be too far
No.
from the Oxford one either.
No.
But you seem to have a good way of living. I mean, you float out of there and go to the gym and go to lunch.
Yeah, 9 o'clock workout with my buddy Klepsic.
When did it become 9 o'clock?
Well, whenever he
Sound a little
started back
jealous
working.
there.
I am a little upset.
9 a.m.?
Why would I not be? Look at this guy. He's beautiful. You're blushing through that pretty tan. You matching your shirt.
Stand up.
Now he's sweating.
Take your shirt off and stand up.
Take your shirt off. Let me see that
I'm not
stuff.
doing it.
I saw it over there in Aruba or wherever you were
No,
vacationing.
no.
Where was that?
I was in better shape when I was at CrossFit, I have to admit.
You think you were?
Mm-hmm. I think I was in better shape in CrossFit.
You were top dog there for a while, man. People were.
I've got my own CrossFit going on right now a little bit. We've got a place called The Cave we work out. Me and Hunter and Mike Klepsic and a couple other buddies of mine have a rower. I've got a GHD machine.
Hunter
I've got
and
a
Klepsic. They get to spend
Aerodyne.
time with Darby, and I don't.
I've got a bench press. I've got a squat rack. I've got a pull-up bar. I've got rings.
Is this at your house?
I've got a hanging punching bag. It's the building behind Piggly Wiggly. It is a concrete block building with 2 garage doors. You would think it was a CrossFit facility when you walked in, and I've got all bumper weights. I've got all sponsored by Darby's Tire.
Wow.
Yeah,
want
I got
the
a few
info
things.
for that.
Klepsic brought a bench, and Jack Brooks brought a squat rack. So we have a pretty good setup. It's not. I don't have anybody yelling at me, pushing at me, looking at the clock, going, you got 2 minutes to row, and you got get back on the bar, Darby.
That's always been a fantasy of mine to have a gym local outside of my own gym that nobody could go to except for me, unless I invited you there
I have a guy, Corey G Fitness. If you've seen Corey G on Twitter, I don't know. He was the Muscle Farm guy.
Oh, yeah. Corey's been on the Barbell Shrug podcast before. Yeah.
Muscle Farm Press.
Yeah.
Corey G and Tate, my son Tate, is ripped up like a freaking, he's something. But
I like Corey Gregory. He's a smart dude.
He is. He's got very good knowledge. I follow him on his little podcast, daily stuff. 4 o'clock, wake your ass up. Twitter, it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. And I follow his stuff and try to do some of his workouts. But he's nothing. He doesn't do any cardio. He's no cardio, period. He's all weights.
Just squats every day.
He squats every day. He lunges 400 meters. And if you don't think that's
God,
something, do it for about 7 straight days and see what happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, getting up off the floor, that one lunge, getting up off the floor is a bitch.
It's under. Yeah. Okay, whatever. You talk smack, but you roll too. You know it.
Well, what about you? You don't care anything about cardio right now?
I do. I ran 3 miles yesterday.
But you've
ran 2.5 miles.
Seasons in your life where you've been pretty serious about running.
Yeah, I ran 20. I ran 6 or 7 marathons. Probably
pretty
10.
Serious about running.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
10 half marathons. 07, 08, 09. We'd leave the store and run to Interstate 55 and back. I ain't running y'all stuff though. Y'all are just stupid. Anything over 26 anything over 5 is just stupid. But
you would run from Olive Branch to 55
turn around at the Huddle House
and come back. Down Goodman Road
and make a loop through Snowden to get that extra mile.
How far is that?
It's 22.
Okay.
It's 20. It's 10 there and 10 back, but you have to run the loop around Snowden to get the extra 2 miles.
I might have to try that one day.
4 foot of road frontage. You can pick up condoms. You can pick up CDs, everything else you want to find.
I'd have to do it when it was
cell phones,
early morning or something.
4 o'clock.
Yeah, make sure you're talking to that microphone.
Because
3:30, 4 o'clock.
Goodman Road is smelly with the traffic.
Yeah, we ran by there. I passed by Raleigh Tire one morning, and it said 39 when we left going, and when we came back, it said 19.
Wow.
I told my old running buddy was my Sunday school teacher, and I told him we came back. I'm like, dude, I don't know what we just went through, but it was rough.
Wow.
That's a long run.
That's pretty impressive.
It is. But the good thing about Goodman is it's always a breeze blowing.
True.
Because traffic's running.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful for drivers. Other than that, it's a huge shoulder. So
it is that. But if there's too much traffic, it's just like you're breathing that.
You got to go early.
Yeah.
You got to go early. You can't go
exhaust.
Around 6 o'clock, traffic gets heavy, and you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go back toward Interstate 55 because if you go back out Goodman, the road's so slanted that your knees are killing you when you get back.
Yeah. Don't get on the 2-lane roads around here.
Oh no, they'll run.
I mean, they don't care. No. They don't care.
No. That's why
all.
That's why you don't see me biking, riding a motorcycle or nothing.
I think they try to run over me.
Yeah.
We run through the neighborhoods. We ran this morning, and we make sure and do it at 5 a.m. just because we met at 6:30 the other morning, and it was amazing the difference traffic and how we were having to get over on the edge of the roads. And
neighborhoods are fine. Just
when school's in, you'll get run over quick.
And then crossing by your store, that's like chicken crossing the road. It's really nerve-wracking.
Oh, I don't run over. Yeah, I don't run over there very much.
Yeah, but we have a 5-mile loop that we run, and crossing past Darby's store is challenging. We start at the park, at Starbucks, and run through the park, and then cut through the neighborhoods and come back around by you.
We used to have some good-looking ladies run by my store every Saturday morning. Can y'all make that a habit?
I'll run by your store.
Wilson is like totally dejected by you. You have a lot of work to do.
That's not the response I was looking for.
Let me tell you, Wilson's going to be sulking for like the next 3 weeks if you don't like.
You have to invite him to his gym or something.
Invite me somewhere.
You're going to have to do something.
I don't
want your 5th row tickets.
I don't mind
time with you, Darby.
I gave you 2nd row tickets.
2nd row.
Oh, dude, those are legit. Like
those
no kidding.
Tickets are some kind of.
They cost tooth tickets and the parking pass was $13,685.
Wow.
So this year alone, I'm halfway to the season and I've already sold over $10,000 worth.
Oh wow!
Holy shit!
So good investment.
So, like, if you don't go, you just sell them, right? You can sell them.
I put them online for $500 a seat, and if somebody buys them, they buy them. If they don't, my wife went with me the first time. I've had season tickets for 5 years, and the other night was the first time she's ever gone to a Grizzlies game.
And if nobody buys them, you just give them to.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. Just don't say that. This isn't live, right?
Yeah. My son, I mean, dude, I took my son, and he was like blown away.
Especially if you go see a big game, you can actually see the brownness in James Harden's teeth. He's so close.
There's an entirely different basketball game going on in the 5th row than there is sitting up in the.
When we went to Orlando, the Magic game. I bought 3 tickets and I paid like $225 a seat to go. And I took Tate and one of his buddies that plays golf at Memphis, and I Ubered down there, and dude, we sat right behind the Grizzlies bench, like the first row, and they gave us wristbands, and you got back in the back, and all you can drink and all you can eat, and it was like Memphis experience his dog.
You Ubered from your hotel to the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say you Ubered down to.
It was 27. No, it was 27 miles. We flew to Orlando, and then we got there late, so the girls were going to go do some shopping, so I left in the car, and we probably didn't want to drive anyway. But Uber's the best thing ever invented. Whoever.
What is the deal with Uber?
A really good friend of mine is an Uber driver. What's up, Dave? I know he'll listen to this, but and he's doing really well. He used to actually be a taxi cab driver.
Uber is the best thing ever invented. I'm telling you.
They're putting taxi cabs out of business.
I mean, he lives in Phoenix, and so he went from working for somebody else as a taxi driver, bought a car, and started his own business. And it's his deal.
It's cheap,
right? That's what he does. And like
$600 to $1,000 a week if you just want to work part time. Uber driver.
Like when these events go on in Phoenix, like the protests this last week for Trump or whatever, like everybody's in town. There's a swell, they call it, and he just makes like $3,000.
Yeah, it's great.
Really? Well, what happened in the news with Uber is what I'm asking. Didn't something?
I don't really know, to be honest. I know what you're talking about. There was some kind of thing where the president or the CEO said something about whatever the political.
Well, there's a new thing called Lyft now too. So Lyft was trying to move into a few cities, and I don't know whatever involved in that deal, but it was the same deal. So it's the same app you can get on and get.
Well, we used Uber when we were in Vegas, and it was great.
It's crazy.
They were close by. Get your app out and tap where you are, and you can watch them come in, GPS
cool.
in.
You see their face and their color car, and it's unbelievable.
And you can get in the car, and they have the auxiliary port. You can plug your iPod in, listen to your own music.
It's cool.
And whatever.
Yeah. Well, obviously, this isn't the place to get your source of news information, because I know there's something going on with Uber, and none of y'all seem to know what it is.
What do you mean? He's explained.
Not just like how does it function. There's some sort of worldwide.
Oh no, you're exactly right, because I was just talking to my friend on Voxer.
And Uber.
Yeah, they're like the dude at Starbucks said something like he's going to hire a bunch of refugees to work at Starbucks, and then I think the Uber person said something similar. I'm not real sure. I could go to Voxer and listen to my friend tell you all about it, but I haven't listened to it yet. But yeah, you're right. There is some news.
Why don't you put it up on Facebook? It'll tell you exactly what's going on.
Well, I was hoping that y'all would.
Dude, I'm out. I hadn't watched news.
You're not a news guy?
No.
You're not? I'm not either.
Zero. I watch zero news. I watch Golf Channel. I watch ESPN and Grizzlies basketball. A little SEC network.
I don't watch any.
And I watch
The Office.
I watch Hallmark Channel and cry.
That's cool too. Yeah.
My parents watched.
Yeah, but testosterone shots make you cry too. So.
Do they really?
I've noticed that. Yeah, I cry a lot more. I'm sitting in church Sunday crying.
I got out of the testosterone shot arena.
Why?
I kept getting acne. I had acne all over my back.
It's really, really bad.
It was really bad.
Really?
Like crazy. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I went through it.
Yeah. That's the best stuff ever invented.
It is good, isn't it?
Invented it, yes. Yeah. My wife raves.
I don't know, was it really?
They told me to quit, actually. Quit the shots. This isn't really live, though, is it?
I don't know. I don't think there's any viewers.
Good.
Okay, so I think just to give you an official breaking news. So I think there was a strike at an airport supporting immigrants, right? That the taxi people weren't going to pick anybody up. So the taxi companies weren't going to pick people up because they weren't letting people into the country. Right?
Okay.
Uber said, whatever. We'll take it. We'll pick people up. And so now everybody's pissed at Uber because they didn't jump on
Uber people can only be so close to an event. There can only be we have Ubers so many places around, but they can't be so many feet of something.
There's a lot of different rules, but my buddy's got there's like ways around all those things. For instance, like at the beginning you weren't supposed to be at the airport. Like Uber couldn't pick people up at the airport. But what he would do is he'd just swing through and be like, look, I'm your buddy, get in the front seat, and I'm just your friend picking you up. Because you call the guy, you can call the Uber driver and be like, hey, man.
Yeah, I'm a blue Honda Accord, pull through. Yeah. And I don't have my Uber sticker on.
Right.
Yeah. But my name is Muhammad Siba.
A friend of mine on St. Patrick's Day years ago had gone out, gotten drunk naturally, and him and his girlfriend were coming home, and they hailed a taxi, and they got in and driving down the road, and the taxi driver, reaches down, and he pops open a 24-ounce beer, and my buddy was like, hey, man, I'm totally cool with the beer, but, is that like something that you can do? Like, nobody really cares about that? And he's like, man, I'm not even a taxi. My car just looks like a taxi. And my friends were like, dude, you should go out and make some money picking people up.
That's crazy.
He's like, all right.
I flew back in from somewhere. I was with the Ryder Cup in September, and Tate was playing golf in Hot Springs, so I flew into Hot Springs. And when I was in Dallas, I was looking online. I said, dude, I had a car rented for like $200 for 2 days. So I canceled out of that. I called a taxi. It was going to cost $125 from Little Rock to Hot Springs. So I picked up Johnny Joe off of Uber. I downloaded the app real quick, put the app on. Next thing I know, it's $24 from Little Rock to Hot Springs, which is an hour. $24. I'm like, man, I just saved all kind of money.
Do you negotiate that?
No, it just comes up.
No, they'll tell you.
Yeah, it tells you what it's going to cost.
They want to charge.
And that's going to be what they charge you. Is that going to be what the other guy charges, or can they charge you kind of?
No, so it's all dictated by Uber, by the app. So and depending on what the event is, if there's a whole bunch of people at one area, the prices kind of go up a little bit. That's why they call it a swell. That's why the drivers like it.
I just came up with the best idea. Seriously, listen to this. You put on about 5 wads on your app. I can pull up CrossFit, all the branch CrossFit. Okay, I want to do 5 burpees, 10 pull-ups, some deadlifts, and I want to pay $3.23 for that workout.
But I'm sure that would work.
2,000 meters. No, I don't want to do that one. No.
I'll give you $3 if I don't have to do that one. Give me another one.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. That's my kind of CrossFit. Sign me up for that one.
Well, if you're not going to do CrossFit, what about trail run? You should get into trail running.
Ooh, that's a negative on that one too.
There's not a chance of you doing that?
Never a trail run.
Really?
No.
Wow. No. I would think you'd enjoy that.
Who was a friend of mine told me he's mountain bike riding out at Shelby Farms. Some old dude's running backwards up the trail and up the hill, and he's riding his bike, and this is what got me out of trail running and bike riding.
Meth.
Broke. He ran over the old dude running backwards on the trail. Like, this is a serious runner. Some old guy's out there running the trail backwards, and he runs over him, breaks like 2 legs, bones, tears his bike up, and they almost have to airlift him out of there. I said, what happened to the old dude? He said, man, I don't know. And I don't care. If I get my hands on him, I'm going to kill him. But I'm like, okay, I'm no more trail running and no bike riding ever. And that's one little trip did it.
Well, the legend of Darby was when you came into CrossFit your first day and busted your shin.
I still have that. I still have that little
went
scar.
And got stitches, then came back up there with $1,000 cash.
No, I didn't. That's great. If I on tape for that, just a hair. I paid him before the first workout. Come on.
That's true. I misprocess information from time to time. Not often, but
no. Really?
Yep.
What goes in and comes out isn't.
I honestly loved everything there was about CrossFit. If there was anything that I could do different, I don't know. I just played out. My mobility's played out.
What about title boxing? That's pretty good stuff, huh?
It's pretty good stuff. It's the same. You just get used to whatever you're doing. Anything you do is repetitive, so you just get used to it. Muscle memory.
Do you get on the big bag and just wear it out?
I hit it. I don't play with it. It's like Klepsik always says, if I ever attack you, it's going to be on your left and not on your right. I don't play with it. I hit it, I'm there I box for 30 minutes, so.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a long time.
It is.
Do you wrap your hands and put gloves on and everything?
I wrap my hands on.
So cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you box anybody else? Y'all doing sparring?
I almost hit Carol one time. She's holding a bag. But I didn't do it on purpose. I swear, baby.
Does Carol do it with you?
She has, yeah. That was my deal. We were looking for something we could do together. So all my kids are gone to school. Me and Carol had spent a whole lot of time together over 20-something years of raising kids. So the kids are gone. We're going to fall back in love again, like we high school sweethearts, and just like start working out every day together, going to eat lunch together. And after about 3 days of that, it just, it just don't even.
You wanted to punch her.
It was really, it almost slipped off. It almost slipped off the bag. So.
You are a family man. There's no question in that.
No, 100%. I'm all for my family.
Got a good family.
All for my kids. Anything. I have a new motto too. Retire older, retire younger, work when you're older. A buddy of mine told me that a long time ago in baseball. He said,
"What does that mean? Say that again."
Like retire young, and then work when you're older. Because all these people are working for retirement. They don't ever get to live. They never get to go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
And in the last 5 years, I've traveled and done more than most people will in a lifetime. So if I die 2 years from now from a massive heart attack, I've already done all my living.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to Tahiti, or I don't have to go to Hawaii, or I don't have to go to Cancun. I'm done. I don't have to go anywhere. If I don't go anywhere else, I'm happy. I don't have to do.
I love that.
And I've gone with my kids and done everything I can with my kids. I have negative $32 in my savings account. No, I'm joking. It's fun though. I swear, man, God has blessed me so much over the last 4 or 5 years to be able to raise my kids and have fun with them and to be able to do stuff. And I couldn't do it without, I couldn't do it without my customers. I couldn't do it without my, my good family, my crew at work. I couldn't. You can't thank enough people. And when you have a small business, you can't thank them because all they see. It's like my wife says, you posted on Facebook, everybody knows you've been on 15 trips in the last 13 weeks. Would you quit? I'm like, look,
what difference does it make?
You're just looking at I'm an open book. I'm not hard to read. I'm just having fun. And I'm just enjoying it while I can. I don't know. I just have a feeling I'm going to die at about 52, 54, from all the speed and all the stuff, I popped all the pills for so many years to all the Advocare products I've rammed down my throat for the last 4 years. Taurine is the devil, as Klepsic says.
Is taurine bad?
It's horrible for your heart. And all you people running that spark down your throat is killing you.
Are you serious?
100% killing you.
Hell, you called me 6 weeks ago and said, come pick up all
that was
shit.
some.
I want to
give it away. That's why he gave it to you.
I sell it to some people, and other people I just give it to. I don't care. It's terrible for you. All that stuff is horrible.
So I'm assuming you're not a licensed Advocare representative.
I am. I'm an advisor. It's horrible. I mean, the spark is terrible for you.
Spark makes him angry.
I'm just telling you.
It makes him mad.
I had 2 days of being good. I didn't have I take 2 5-hour energies a day. That's as far as I go. That's as far as my drug habit takes me is when I walk the line, that's 2 5-hour energies. And when I don't have those, I'll take Spark. And I've spent 2 days.
Spark does nothing for me.
I
can inject it in my veins. It's horrible.
It turned me into a disaster. I was so angry. And maybe it was the Spark, maybe it was my hormones. Maybe it was my lack of testosterone shooting. But it was something. I was pissed.
I wonder why. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. She woke up in the middle of the night to me calling some Comcast guy. No, a guy over at Apple. So
at Apple, yeah.
A snug, snarky prick. Motherfucker.
Thanks, Spark.
Something.
Clearly Spark related.
Right.
Completely.
It was totally related to the drink I was having.
Never happened before. Nothing like that.
I don't ever talk to people like that.
Yeah, I've never heard that word out of your mouth ever.
Wait, okay.
I tend to overreact sometimes.
Well, we tend to do that. I mean, that's our habit nowadays. Everything's given to us. Everything's, we have everything at our access. And if we don't get it right now, it takes a very special person not to get upset about it, and want everything right now. So
I'm not that special person.
So
where is Tate?
Henderson State.
Is he playing
Arkadelphia.
golf?
Yep. He's a junior. He's got one more year.
And your 2 daughters? You have one son, 2 daughters.
Nursing school at Delta State, and then another daughter at Lewisburg. junior.
And she's the one that might be going to Mississippi State?
Yeah. She said that just to piss me off. I told her she better start saving her pennies.
You'd pay for it.
I would pay for it.
You would.
Yeah, my baby.
That's why we have this blanket here on the table.
Yeah, I know. I wiped my tail on it coming across it.
When you slid in your chair like Risky Business.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
When he entered the room.
Yep. I do like seeing all the posts on CrossFit. I like seeing everybody's workout times. I like seeing y'all still talking trash like you always do. I do miss that. I do miss the camaraderie. I do miss all the people. I don't know half of them now, but the few people I do know, I miss that. You know, I miss being there at 5 o'clock in the morning when Bill used to be there, and it was 4 or 5 of us working out, and we knew what to expect, you know.
Now there's like 11 people in that 5 a.m. class.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Like,
Well, I know, I
it's
saw
crazy.
that
There's a
the other day.
bunch of people in there,
Yep.
which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. That's good. It
But
is.
Bill's not there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Bill back.
Gotta get that dude back in there.
He dropped off about 6 months ago.
You got to do what you're able to do. I know my flexibility went away. All my mobility up in my arms. I just couldn't sleep at night, so I just had to quit. I had to quit doing something. I started looking for something else to do. It never really went away. I just quit anyway, so it's still there. Yeah.
Well, you were talking about doing all that traveling and living while you can instead of waiting for
Yep.
a heart attack to convince you that it's time to do something with yourself. That's a great way to do it. And
Yep.
I see you doing that, man. It looks like fun.
But you have to
seem
have
like a pretty fulfilled guy.
It is pretty good. I mean, I would tote Tate's bag, or Harley, whatever my girls want to do is all. I'm great with that too. But when I'm carrying Tate's golf bag and it's just me and him, and we're walking, and we're talking, you know,
That's got to be a lot of fun.
I'm just going to tell you,
Yeah.
you just can't ask for anything better at the time, you know. And then when you get done, because you're talking about a 20-something-year-old kid who doesn't really care about anything other than himself. You know, when he tells you at some of the best times he's ever had in his life, you know, that's what you want. You know, you just want to raise your kids up to love you and respect you more than anything. It's tough raising kids. You know that. You got a teenager.
Yep.
So it's tough.
Teenagers.
Done. You good luck with that when they come up. It's rough nowadays raising kids.
I still have 2 more I'm waiting on to get there.
How old is Jackson?
10.
And Murphy is
4.
Yeah. Wow. You'll be in diapers yourself.
Yeah.
She walks down the aisle.
Right.
She walks when she graduates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Carol got married young, and I'm glad I got that out of the way. That's the best thing I ever did was get married when I was 21, had kids when I was 23, and I'm 45, and now my youngest is fixing to be 18, so it's lonely. You know?
Yeah. Could you imagine having a baby at 40?
Ooh, we have some friends that did that lately.
Yeah.
It's not very, you know, they love him to death, but oh my gosh.
Well, I say baby, but I don't have a baby, so she's 4, so technically I was
Yeah, but
36.
I was going to say, you're what, 40?
41.
41, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So having a baby in late 30s, 40s is way different than having a baby at 21, 22 years old.
You know, we just practice at my house, that's all. And if it ever happens, it's somebody else's.
Do you think you're having as much fun now as you ever have in your life?
Ever, yeah. Right now. These are the best times of my life.
You got a lot of energy. You think you have as much energy now as you ever do? You're always
best time. When they took Rip Fuel off the market, with the guarana extract,
The
Ephedra, off the market, that was the best days of my life.
Yes, sir.
6 to 8 pills a day.
That stuff was great. I don't know why they got rid of it. You know, a few
Because
big
it
guys-
blows your heart up.
There's
You
a
can't
few guys
just like spark.
had
It's like
heart attack,
sparking a
and they
pill.
were big guys. But
Yeah.
it was great stuff.
Hey, I'm telling you right
No
now,
side effects.
I've had at least 2,000 bottles of Rip Fuel run through my body. So that's why I say at 52.
and you can't find the old.
Dude, no, you can Google and look
You
and
can
buy,
look, yep.
and there's not even a supplement close to it. Right now the Super Saycore has Super HD X. That's all. That's as close as you'll get to high in a pill. And
If it's not Ephedra, I don't.
it's not. It's not. But you can't get it. You can't buy it anywhere. So
What side effects does it have, Amanda?
What, Ephedra?
Yeah.
If I don't have it, I have a headache.
Is your blood pressure?
No blood pressure issues ever.
Like if I take it every day, what happens?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Every day?
Lose a bunch of weight.
It's-
And
You lose weight, you feel like
Amanda's
a
a doctor. You guys are
can't wait
not.
to get to work. Like you're beating on the
Like you're
steering wheel, like,
you're on crack.
It's like M&S. It's like M&S3 or whatever you were taking. What was that stuff you were taking?
Oh, that
stuff tastes terrible.
What were you taking?
That was pills.
Horrible vitamins.
The vitamins, the M&S, that was far from.
I gave you like 4 cases of those things. They're horrible.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I couldn't tell any difference at all. They tasted terrible. They didn't do anything for me. Nothing. Did you feel anything? Did you get anything out of it?
I don't really know.
Nothing at all. No.
I don't know. I just took them because they're.
Because if you hand him a pill and say, take this, he'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but they're late. I mean, that was good. It's not like it's.
Do you not take any supplements?
If I took
not really.
If I took Ephedra, would that be like doing drugs?
Yes.
Nowadays, it probably would.
I was a huge fan of the Jack 3D. Back when they had the
Like this.
1,3-dimethyl.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about. I've
it's
tried
pretty
every
serious.
pill out there.
And I took that forever, and then the FDA pulled it off the shelf.
They've
and I
taken
haven't really-
everything off the market that has anything to it right now.
Right, yeah.
There's literally nothing out there that has.
I mean, there was just so much
any kind of-
abuse, and it was just killing people's hearts. Everybody was, even housewives, just trying to lose weight and stuff with that Ephedra stuff.
Yeah, well,
They were dropping
and there were also soldiers that were like overseas drinking beer and like drinking Jack 3D and getting drunk, and their hearts were exploding. And
From Jack 3D.
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
saw
I
that.
thought you were talking about the Ephedra.
Well,
No. This is a different ingredient. It's I can't pronounce it. It's called 1,3-dimethylane, whatever it is.
I don't know.
And
My phone's dead. Or I'd
they
Google
say it breaks down in your blood just like an amphetamine, and it was good stuff. But then people started collapsing, and FDA decided to pull it off the shelf. And you can get it now, but every once in a while a product will come out with it in there.
it didn't stay out there long.
It doesn't stay out there long.
You better buy supplies.
Yeah.
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 Like I went into wholesale nutrition, and I was looking at the bottles, and I was like reading the ingredients, and the guy knew exactly what I was doing. The guy walks over and he goes, "You don't want that. You want this." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I do want that. How'd you know?"
Pushes a button, and turns around. Here it is, Mr. Ross. What's your code? Give me some.
Yeah. It's hard to find any good supplements anymore. At all. So besides joint promotion when you're 45, anything with glucosamine in it.
Glucosamine and chondroitin.
Does that stuff work? I've taken
Yeah.
It does work.
Has to.
What was that?
glucosamine.
Glucosamine and chondroitin.
Yep.
Chondroitin.
And then shark cartilage. A lot of people take shark cartilage.
But it's risky getting on that shark. Shark expedition.
You ended up in an alley, passed out with a shark tooth.
That would only happen in Starkville or wherever, somewhere down there. So no trail running for me, thank you. But I will consider the open, and
I hope so.
I will consider the open.
We'd
That
love
would
to
be
see you
awesome.
up there.
We would love
Yeah, that would
to.
be
I would just like to sign up anyway.
That would be fun. That'd be cool, man.
Yep.
That would be cool. And I appreciate you taking the time to come sit down with us. You're the first guy in the new studio.
In the new studio.
Yeah.
I like this. Cool.
Isn't that exciting?
It's pretty cool. Yep. Just needs a flat screen and a couch.
Yeah, we're looking for investors. So if Darby wants to hang a banner in here and
what we need,
put
yeah.
some
There we go. A popcorn machine in here.
a popcorn machine and a
Germantown. I got a German. There's a German. What is that over there?
Yeah, it's just from an old stadium.
he was a superstar football player at Germantown High School
That's what
Red
I keep
Devil.
trying to convince people.
back in the glory days.
Might come up with a banner. And that's pretty good. That's a good idea. What's it cost advertising here?
Oh, you know how advertising costs. Just keep,
Not the same as your last advertisement. You just write a check.
you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
You need to bring some Darby Taranado stuff. I meant to tell you today to bring something. We need a memento from everyone.
There's a big wall back there, and
I've
we want
got-
to put some.
I still have some heartburn after dealing with the lawyers I had From Oxford. I don't see Scott and stuff hanging up in here. As much as my bill was, it ought to be like a Hollis wall. I love you, though.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
I take that back. I love you, Scott, and I thank you for everything you did for me. And if I said anything out of place, I'm standing in the court of law. Stand up.
All right, man. I enjoyed it.
Thanks. Yeah, bud. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Special thanks to Ted Horrell for providing the music that you hear at the beginning and the end of each episode. Be sure to head over to iTunes and search for Ted Horrell and the Monday Night Card for this music and more like it.
Town last night was no natural disaster, and it wasn't white flight. I missed the whole thing, but you had best keep out of sight, and I feel it's got something to do with you.